this is a whole day before the supper club. I am actually going to go buy a few of my ingredients. I usually order 50% of the stuff through one of my suppliers, and then the other bits and bobs I would go and get myself, either in Bethnal Green or in Tooting or on my road. So I live in Walworth, and yeah, it's a really good area for getting veggies and bits and bobs. And I actually do like buying at least the herbs and things myself, because I want to make sure I'm getting exactly what it is that I want. And also, sometimes you can't order every single thing online. I definitely prefer getting fish, at least, from my fishmonger. I have a fishmonger on my road, thank God. He actually knows me really well. I've been getting all my fish from him for the last 3.5 years now for all my events. And yeah, it's really nice to be able to actually have a relationship with the vendor. Okay, this is my fish shop. It's actually really good, and this is where I get basically most of my supplies for my supper club, at least if it's fish. I'm home from my shopping. This is, again, day before supper club. And you know, it's made me think. So there's a lot of things. My flat is a bit of a mess right now because everything has just arrived all at once. So usually I will go shopping, but also there's a delivery, like I said, and that's more like dry goods, like eggs, flour, coconut milk, blah blah blah. Usually the heavier bits I get on delivery because it's easier for me. Firstly, if you're a chef in London and you're freelancing, you're a natural weightlifter. Like, I feel like my shoulders are so strong because I walk home with like so much weight most of the time. And secondly, this is one of these things that, like, you know, when you discuss payments and like how much menus cost and all of these things, and sometimes it can seem a little expensive. I don't doubt that, and I completely agree. But all of this work is my time and my effort, and it goes into it, and it's really hard to explain that sometimes. I'm trying to say that a lot of the stuff, usually packing, putting things away, carrying things, going shopping, I just carried back literally this like 6-kilo bag. It's a lot of effort and it's a lot of time, and it's literally me doing all of it. And so therefore, sometimes I find it really draining when people try and barter with me or try and negotiate prices in a certain way, because this is just me doing this and it's running the whole thing, and it's beyond just the ingredient cost. It's actually a lot of effort on my part. I have to remember to film things.
Will you use your phone stand? Here.
Vlog day. And it's supper club day. Also, I'm doing a supper club after like 2 and a bit months. Very exciting. I don't know why I'm just holding my empty cup. Making my tea. It is currently 7:30, and I'm just gonna get going with the day. I end up doing most of my prep in the morning, as you will see, for supper clubs, because then I can have a bit of chill time in the afternoon. Today's menu is, well, I'll run you through it when I'm writing all my prep bits down, but I'm making a baked cheesecake, so I've already taken out my soft cheese so it can get to room temp, so I can whip it up and then bake it. It's a Nolan Greer cheesecake. So exciting. But yeah, I start my day typically with Wagh Bakri masala tea, and here's Rajul. He's gonna go to work soon.
I'm a coffee guy. I don't know if anyone needed to know that. I just thought we were sharing.
Perhaps should have done that last night, but I actually forgot. I think I'll be fine. I'm doing a tadka dal today, which is a really typical Bengali dhaba style black dal. It's not dal makhani. It's actually quite different to dal makhani. It's not as tomatoey, basically. How long have we had these tables?
Since your first ever supper club, 2018. But they've actually been supper club tables for way longer than that. They were Dhruv's supper club tables for like...
Yeah!
I don't know when he started using them. I want to say...
2015, 16?
Yeah, well, before Dumb started, so
Yeah.
however long that was. Yeah, there you go. That's how long they've lasted.
Yeah, they're great tables. They've hosted so many people. So living room's roughly set up. We just, recycling needs to go out, and then I need to decorate. But I usually do that a lot later once I've done food stuff. When it's a bit sunny, I love having my tea on my balcony in the morning. Look at it. Oh, I'm blessed to have a balcony in London, actually. And also a balcony that actually gets sun pretty much throughout the day. We're very lucky. I typically just go through my list that I made the other day of all the bits that I need to do. So I'm going to start with some of the more kind of time-consuming, longer bits. So actually probably what I'll start with is boiling my potatoes, getting my dal going, making this cheesecake because it needs time to set as well. So they're my first 3 bits. And then I usually will save a lot of the, say if I'm doing fish, there's a lot of fish on today's menu, there's a fish fry and there's prawns, I'll do that very last minute. However, I will marinate both of those things and put them in the fridge because then they can like soak all the flavor and stuff. I'll make my porota dough, and then, yeah, on the menu today as well, there's some begun bhaja, which is aubergine fry. There's some tomato rasam and ghee rice, but that I'm going to do much later, a bit more towards the afternoon. And there's also kohlrabi salad with strawberries, and it's a bit like a Thai-inspired, obviously Bengali-ish salad because I'm going to use mustard oil, I'm going to use some kaffir lime. But that I'm honestly going to do very, very last minute, probably at like 5 p.m. Because I want it to be as fresh as possible. In the background, okay, this is the fun part. All right, you're not actually even ready for this. So since I've been doing supper clubs, firstly, I've always had an open kitchen, which I really love. I don't like when a kitchen and living room is separate, actually. I feel like then the cook is always like kind of sectioned away. So I don't really enjoy that. Whenever we've rented flats, especially in London, I've made sure it's, well, me and Bridget, we've both made sure that it's like an open kitchen because then also when people come and eat, it's quite interactive and, you know, they can watch me doing all my stuff and kind of see the process a little bit. And this is so funny. I never use timers for my food. Obviously, the side like rice, I'll use a timer. I have a little timer up there. But I always put a movie on, and it's usually an old Bollywood movie or a Bangla film or something that I've possibly seen before. Or not. Sometimes it is a new film, but I try not do new films on supper club days because then obviously I'm not really focusing on the film. And I kind of time doing a lot of my tasks on the length of a film. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I do, and it's always worked for me. It's yeah, just really nice because I have my TV here behind me, and yeah, so I'll put something on and it's kind of the vibe of the day. I do it very subconsciously, so it's really hard to explain this and it probably sounds crazy, but it's my process and it's worked for me for 7-8 years now. So yeah, I'm gonna get boiling my potatoes. I've always found it really hard to film, blog, and do everything as well as cook. It's all my kohlrabi. I'm gonna use these leaves for the pata butter, no wasting. I actually really like when they send the leaves of the kohlrabi. Much of my day is washing up because I really like to keep the sink clean and yeah, I don't want to have to do all the washing up in one go basically. So as I go, I just clean up, tidy the sink area. To be honest, I think this is a benefit of having an open kitchen, that I kind of always have to keep on top of this stuff because I don't want people to come in and see like a pile of dishes or something. So I'm actually quite particular about cleaning up, basically. I definitely get this from my mom. Really proud of this. I am so good at making condiments. Cheesecake's done. I'm actually gonna make extra sambal because I love sambal with my rice, so I'm just gonna make a bit more than I need to for today. Little rest. Dal is happening. The sambal is cooking away. It's gonna take a bit of time. I've done all the bit of the stirring because you have to make sure it doesn't get stuck, but now it's just gonna caramelize. Takes about 20-25 minutes, so I'm just having a little rest. I've had a big glass of water. I'm not hungry yet. This happens to me quite a lot, and I think it does happen to lots of chefs when you're like cooking and you're around food. You don't really feel that hungry. I will eat something for lunch because I must. I do this sometimes and I just don't end up not eating the whole day, and it's obviously not good for me. So I will eat some lunch in a bit. It looks so good. I'm very excited for this cheesecake, and the base is not the typical cheesecake base. I've actually done like a Kolkata biscuit, which typically has a little bit of nigella seed, a little bit of fennel. So when you start blending a sambal, it does not look like this, okay? It looks pale, looks kind of like blended onion, predominantly, with some red because of the chilies. This is after 35 minutes. Nearly done. I want it to be like fiery red, so it needs to keep reducing. Obviously, look, there is a fair amount of oil in here because it's almost like cooking down onions in oil. And eventually you want the oil to separate. I've just stirred it now, so you won't see that. But it's the beauty of a sambal. I have made lots. This is not just for this event. Okay, this is the real deal. See all of that oil separation? So just let it be. It's about 40 minutes in now. I'm going to go a little bit darker with this. Honestly, the more you cook it, the better it preserves and the flavor deepens. This is going to be my prized possession. Look at it. Oh my God. Tell me that's not making you drool. Yum! Why do I do this to myself? I have to fry all of these for one of the first dishes. This is the kohlrabi leaves. This is possibly one of my favorite things. I always do it with whatever greens and leftovers there are from the menu. So this has a lot of other things, kind of pan fry it and then blitz it up with a little bit of lime juice, green chili, garlic. It's delicious, trust me. This is always the best thing. People love this. It's lunchtime. Got some porta, got the chicken from the other day, a little bit of the sambal because I can't resist. And I'm actually just going to sit on the table and eat my lunch because actually I feel like this blog has made me eat my lunch because otherwise sometimes I do skip it, like I said. But yeah, I felt like, I've actually done most things now. Just got the fish to do, which like I said, I'm going to do a bit later. Need to set the table. Yeah, this is not just yogurt. I feel like this is an ad, but it's actually not an ad. This is the best yogurt of my life, to the level that when I was in India for the last 2 months, I thought about this yogurt a few times. Estate Dairy, 3 stars, but it's not like I was going by the stars. This yogurt actually tastes insane. So gonna have some, and I'm really glad that the supplier I get my stuff from at the moment, they have this yogurt so I can order it. It's really hard to buy it otherwise. They don't really stock it in most shops, but you don't need anything but this yogurt with my porota. Oh, dream. How is yogurt this good? How's yogurt this good? This is my napkins drawer. Just getting some napkins. I am yet to get all the table set up, and this room is always a little bit of a mess during these evenings. Obviously, this is my veg stock. A lot of the crockery lives here. I do swap things in and out quite often. So, yeah, I'll come and get crockery in a bit. Actually, I need to get those knives and forks. the table. I think I'm gonna have a mini nap. Look at this spot. It's calling to me. So it's 2:30. Basically done everything. It's all wrapped up like I wanted. My supper club process is actually pretty smooth, I will say that, because yeah, I've been doing it for 8 years now, so I kind of know my own timings and everything very, very well. Usually I am done at this time. I did take one other break, obviously, before, had some lunch. It's so lovely. Literally, this is my favorite spot, like I've said. I'm gonna find some earrings to wear. I always like wearing some jhumkas. Here's my earring box. Just laying there for a bit actually, and then I strained my rasam, just tidied up a little bit, got the crockery from the other room. Oh yeah, these are pretty. And I'm just gonna do my makeup now actually and get ready for the evening. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite parts. I really just love getting ready. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that. Let me fix my hair. I usually just have a low bun or a high bun for supper clubs, but a bun regardless. My hair's gonna get kind of oily in a bit anyway because I need to fry a few bits. I really want to get into the habit of wearing a bandana when I cook, but let's see when that actually ends up happening. I keep telling myself I'm going to do that, and then I never do. I use this Pat McGrath eyeshadow thing. They're like my favorite shades, and I feel like I don't really need more shades apart from these ones. A little bit of shimmer. Drawing on my eyeliner. So I've got these little brown and black eyeliner pots. They're both from, well, actually my coffee colored one is from Morphe. I don't know which one is the right way to say it. And my black one is from Bobbi Brown. And I like doing this eyeliner because it looks a bit softer. But then I think I am a bit eyeliner crazy, so I have all the eyeliner types ever. I didn't think you could see my face before, but here I am. I just got this, and it's a fragrance that my mum used to have, and I love the smell of it. So I usually spray it at the back of my neck.
Unglamorous side of supper clubs.
Lighting one incense now because I'm cooking my mackerel for my mackerel oil. That's going to go on my aubergines. But this is a pretty good tip. If you light your incense or candle as you're actually cooking, it actually controls the smell so much better. So I usually do one now, and then I'll do one when the guests come. Look at them. I didn't write the menu today. You wrote the menu.
Yeah, I know. You trusted my handwriting, which is...
Oh, good. I like your handwriting. It's a different font. She didn't come that much earlier.
I didn't, yeah, I'm a sous chef today.
Yes, she's sous chef.
I mean, I'm gonna pick everything.
I haven't done any There'll be one more soon. Doesn't have Bonnie in it. No. Cheers. The first two dishes, but here's some of the mains. Here we go.
Very nice.
Yeah, of course, like the fish sauce and the sugar, and instead of the sugar, I've used gur. Instead of the normal oil, I've used mustard oil. So, yeah, enjoy the salad. There's also some really lovely strawberries and blueberries in it that are currently in season. So, hope you enjoy it. It's, I think, one of my favorites, actually.
What did you think of kohlrabi as like the beef?
So, I've actually always been using kohlrabi when I can't find green papaya. Current dishwasher is already on. Rigel has done all of it. I did do the table. I did some things. It's back to normal. As if the supper club never happened. So yeah, that's it. I am gonna get ready for bed. I'm just turning the lights off. But yeah, look, the room is back to normal. Once people started coming and then we were doing food and serving and yeah, all of that, I think it became hard to vlog. But hopefully you will get an insight into what a supper club evening looks like. What time is it now? It's like 11, but that's also because my friend was over and we were chatting. Is it appropriate for me to be like, if you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon. I'll see you in the next vlog.